for your support. I think Bartles and James used to say that. Anyway, there's a new tell-all book about the Bachelor franchise, and the author and former Bachelor contestant Amanda Stanton was in town over the weekend. So, of course, you know where this is going to go. Producer Ted found out, devoured the book, and had to meet her. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for an exclusive edition of America Loves Ted.
Amanda Stanton, welcome. Thanks for coming to Minnesota.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Now Accepting Roses is the book. Why did you write it? And first of all, thanks on behalf of Bachelor Nation. There aren't enough books about being on The Bachelor.
Yeah. So actually, when I got off the show, I had just gotten out of a divorce where I hadn't dated in a long time. I went on the show and kind of had a few relationships back to back that were super public, and I just thought a lot of girls could relate to my experience and the stuff that I learned on the show. Not that I'm a professional dater by any means, but I think that's why it's just kind of relatable. Like, we're all in this together, and it's just some dating tips and some behind the scenes stuff about the show.
Now, one thing in the book that I thought was, surprising was people who watch this show, they think it's fake.
Yeah.
And you didn't really lay into producers. You thought you got a pretty good shake out of it.
Yeah, and I think, I can't say it's the same experience for everybody. From my experience, I don't really feel like the producers ever pushed me to do something or that they ever weren't in my best interest because they wanted good TV. I feel like they were pretty honest. Yeah.
When you watched the season back, what did you think?
It was pretty much what happened. Obviously there's a lot that you don't see. Because we're filming for 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, so not all of it's going to make the TV. But I feel like it's pretty accurate, what you're seeing on TV as to what actually happened.
In the book you talk about this, but you can't really do anything. You are locked, even when you go to Mexico or wherever on these lavish trips.
Yeah.
You're just kind of
stuck in your hotel.
To the room.
Yeah, so there's always 3 dates every week. So if you go to Mexico City or if you're in Paris, wherever you end up going, the only time you're going to leave the hotel is when you go on a date. So whether it's a group date, whether it's a one-on-one date, that's really your only time to go explore. Occasionally we had a day off in between travel where maybe they would let us go hang by the pool or something like that, but it's very controlled. You're not just on a vacation, so yeah.
So Ben Higgins season,
yeah.
Final Four, and then Bachelor in Paradise Season 3, Bachelor in Paradise Season 4, which Bachelor in Paradise Season 4, that was the one that got shut down.
It is, yeah.
Season 3, you met Josh Murray.
Mm-hmm.
People know him. He doesn't have a great reputation. One thing that in the book, you talk about his controlling nature, but I was stunned that his mom's involved in this.
Yeah.
She's crazy.
It was I think, for me anyways, I'm super close with my mom. I tell my mom everything, but I think I kind of keep my mom out of my relationships a little bit more. So yeah.
That alone is worth the price of the book. The story, people just need to get the book for that.
Yeah.
People at home are probably wondering, what is Chris Harrison like, and is he as dramatic in person as he is on TV?
He's not as dramatic, but he's a really cool guy. I remember there was a couple of times where I got to hang out with him. When I went back to Film Paradise last year, I just did a little skit on the show, and we all got to go back to his room and just hang with him off camera because we weren't on the show anymore. And I remember he was just so cool, so chill. We all just hung around and had a couple drinks, and he's a fun guy. Yeah.
So you're friends with a lot of the people who are on the show, and I think people wonder, you're fighting over the same guy. How do you not hate these women? How do you become such good friends with them?
Yeah. Well, I feel like you know what you're signing up for. Everyone's heard of the show at this point, especially if you're going to be going on it. So you kind of know what it's about. You know you're going to be competing, I guess, for a guy. And realistically, we spend so much more time with each other than we ever do with whoever the Bachelor is. So, we're together 24 hours a day, and we might see whoever the Bachelor is a couple hours. So we just become really close. It's almost like we're sisters. We all live together. We share everything. We talk about everything. So we just become really close.
You went on the show with 2 kids. What kind of response do you get from that? Look, people on social media are not kind to the people who are on The Bachelorette.
No.
And I would imagine for a single mother, they're probably thinking, oh my gosh, the kids are at home by themselves.
Yeah.
So what was the response to that, and how did you deal with it?
I feel like, to be honest, when I was first on the show, I feel like I felt a lot more positivity than negativity, and I feel like the negativity has just kind of grown over time. And it's sad because you can get 100 nice messages or 100 nice comments, but like the one mean one's just gonna like stick out to you and bother you, which kind of sucks and I don't think it's fair. But I think it's hard for people to really understand the situation because it is such a crazy thing that not everybody goes through. So I can see why from someone's perspective it's like, oh, you're leaving your kids to like go try to find a man, which can look bad. But realistically, I feel like, you know, so many good things came out of it and it was obviously worth it. And I don't really think people are looking at it from that kind of a standpoint.
Well, I read the book. Highly recommend it for
Thanks.
Bachelor Nation. Thanks for writing it, and thanks for coming to Minnesota.
Of course. Thanks for having me.
I always say I've been lucky enough to have a lot of dreams come true right on the show. You just witnessed one for Ted right there. Now Accepting Roses is available, as they say, wherever books are sold.